Hi everyone, this is Mr. Mike Sgrignoli for the Mechanicsburg Learning Center with episode 40 of Mr. Mike's Dino-A-Day. Looking forward to talking to you about this animal today. It's very interesting, as they all are. I'm just in love with the whole subject, and I hope you guys are falling in love with it too. A little bit of a milestone today. Episode 40, we've been doing this 40 days in a row. It's certainly become a habit, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Thanks for sharing these videos on Facebook. Thanks for going to my YouTube page, which is Mr. Mike Sgrignoli. I upload them all there, and now you have a whole bunch of different animals to learn about. So today, we're not talking about a sauropod. We've talked about sauropods a lot lately. Today, we're going to talk about a cute little tiny animal that has, in fact, well, let me put it this way. Everyone's always asking, why are dinosaur names so hard to pronounce? Well, there's many reasons. Because they're derivatives of other languages, some Latin, some Greek, so sometimes the words are hard to pronounce, plus the fact that their names are this long. Well, here's a case which is a lot easier to pronounce. This animal only has count them, 3 letters in its name, 1 syllable for its genus name, 1 syllable for its species name. So it's a great animal. It is called MEI. M-E-I, MEI, MEI long. In fact, when they discovered this animal, it was so well preserved, science was flabbergasted. They found it, and it looked as if the thing was just curled up in a tight little ball, like a little duck or a little bird, sleeping. It was discovered in China in 2004, and in fact, its name means the word MEI means sleeping soundly or sound sleeper or, sleeping soundly. So it just looked like it fell asleep and the poor thing got fossilized, and here we have MEI long. Second name long means dragon. So it's a soundly sleeping dragon, which is a kind of an interesting name because when you think of dragons, you think of giant winged things, really, really big things. This thing was less than 2 feet long. It was only about 21 inches long. So it was not a big boy. It looked like this. Here's what they would say is an artist recreation of what they think it looked like when it had some, yes, feathers. It did have some feathers on it. So let's take a look here at MEI long. Cute little thing, had its head turned back, tucked under its forelimb, and you can see its tail is kind of curved up, and its back limbs, its back legs were curled underneath it, just like the little thing was taking a little nap. Here's what the bones looked like when they were discovered. Same thing, you can see right here, there's the head that's tucked under the forelimb, and it's just looked like it was so peaceful. So MEI long, discovered in China, 2004. Most likely either the volcanic ash covered it up, so it may have suffocated, or maybe the carbon monoxide from the volcano itself. The poor thing asphyxiated and went like that, and that's how we found it. It was a juvenile, wasn't fully grown, and the way we know that is you can take a look at the bones to see if they've been, fully formed or fully fused. We can tell it a lot easier in bigger dinosaurs if their tail bones or certain bones in their vertebra are not close together and they're more like that. That means there's still some growing to do. But even as a young juvenile, this is probably about the maximum length it would go. So it was not a big thing. You could probably hold it in your hand. So MEI long was not big. The 2 scientists responsible for bringing the world's attention to this animal are Zhu Jing from China and Mark Norell from the American Museum of Natural History in New York. So 2 paleontological heavyweights that brought MEI long to the public's attention. 2012, this is 8 years after the original discovery, another MEI long skeleton was excavated, and guess what? It was in the same position, a similar position where it had its little head tucked beneath its forelimb, and its legs and tail were wrapped into a tight curl. So This animal really helps science look at things and say the connections between dinosaurs and birds are now indisputable, and all the evidence that continues to come out supports this. So, Meilong had a lot of teeth, a lot of sharp little teeth. So it was probably ate little lizards. It could have been carnivorous or omnivorous. Maybe had some plants when it was hungry. Lived about 130 to maybe 125 million years ago. And of course, all the fossils right now are coming out of China. China is doing a tremendous job in terms of paleontological study, helping us identify feathered dinosaurs. Many, many important finds of dinosaurs that were definitely covered in feathers are coming out of China. Now, is MEI, M-E-I, the shortest dinosaur name ever? If you want to Google what the longest name is, while we're talking about this, go right ahead. So MEI, with 3 letters, happens to be in a tie for the shortest dinosaur name. We have an animal called Zbi, which is Z-B-Y, and another one that starts with a K. I believe it's Kol, K-O-L. So 2 extremely short dinosaur names that when you chat with your parents and uncles about this dinosaur, they will be relieved because finally here's one that they can pronounce. So the longest dinosaur name, if you haven't had a chance to Google it yet, the longest dinosaur name, Micropachycephalosaurus. How many syllables is that? Micropachycephalosaurus. 9 syllables. How do you do? The longest dinosaur name. So maybe we'll talk about that on a future episode of Mr. Mike's Dino-A-Day. So let's get to it. Fresh off the printer, the poem Meilong, written by Mr. Mike. It's really understandable why grown-ups sometimes cringe when kids bring up a dino name from their most recent binge. With those multi-syllabic words, dads scarcely have a shot. Some dino names are easier, while others, they are not. Sometimes the P is silent, and sometimes it makes a sound. And once mom's got that concept, there are more that will confound. So now let's concentrate on one impressive little beast, whose name is so minute, as for the letters, it has least. Its genus name is short. I'll bring this up for you. Its genus name is short and sweet, and so easy to say. It only has 3 letters, and we should pronounce it MEI. Its species name is easy too. You'll never get it wrong. The scientists made sure of that. They named the beast Meilong. Its name means sleeping soundly, and they called it that because it tucked its head beneath its arm and looked as if it was. It likely met its fate beneath some fine volcanic ash that buried it so gently without all the weight to smash. Meilong was very tiny, less than 2 feet head to tail. It's covered up with feathers, and we have yet to find a scale. It lived in ancient China, and new facts have come to light about which dinos walked and which could flap and then take flight. The tiny Meilong dinosaur was perfectly preserved and got the mini dino name its fossil so deserves. So finally, we have a dinosaur we can announce that this is one that Mom and Dad can easily pronounce. Meilong, the famous sleeping fossil, discovered in China, 2004. Zhu Jing and Mark Norell. And that is our episode number 40 of today's Dino-A-Day, brought to you by Mr. Mike, yours truly, and the folks from the Mechanicsburg Learning Center. We do this every day, live, Facebook, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's do it again tomorrow. And if you'd like to check them all out, they're on YouTube. So thank you so much for sharing the videos. Thank you for watching them. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again very soon. The shortest dinosaur name is what? MEI.